All right, Meg, you and me are gonna get something pierced together. I'll get my ear done. How about you?
I guess my ears would be okay.
Oh, come on, Meg, you're my daughter. Nothing but the best for you. You're getting a works. Here, I want everything you got. Only the best for my daughter, Meg. Ah, look at that.
Yeah, that's pretty extreme, and Meg definitely has some strange piercings going on. Can we just take a second and note the nail in the middle of her head? Yeah, that's probably the strangest. Can't say I've ever seen that before. Hey guys, I'm Court McGinley and welcome back to the most amazing top 5. Before we get started, I want to remind you to stay tuned until the end of the video as I'll be answering your questions and reading comments. Also, don't forget to leave your questions down below so I can answer them in an upcoming video. Alright, let's get started on our list of the top 5 strangest places to get a piercing. Starting off at our number 5 spot, UVula. So this piercing is on that small soft piece of flesh that's dangling down at the back of your mouth. Yeah, that thing you pretty much forgot was even there before I mentioned it just now. Just a completely pointless piercing. And on top of that, there have actually been cases of people swallowing the jewelry or the piercing equipment, aka the needle. Yeah, as you can imagine, that wouldn't be a good situation to get yourself into. But on the plus side, this piercing does heal relatively quickly and it's not that painful to get. But aside from that one positive, I would imagine food would get stuck back there all the time. Yeah, this thing just seems like a choking hazard. Personally, I don't get the point of this piercing. I mean, no one, including yourself, is even going to be able to see it. You know, unless people want to stare into the back of your mouth, which is just really odd. Yeah, you might want to start questioning your friendship with these people if they're trying to do that. Just saying. And at number 4, back corset. So this one isn't really a strange place to get a piercing. Okay, actually maybe it is. But more so, it's a strange piercing to get altogether. Yeah, as pretty as this could look, it's also super painful. That's a whole lot of piercings in one area. So not only does this look extremely painful, it's also not a safe piercing to get. Turns out piercings like this one tend to damage the nerves beneath them. This can cause certain organs to dysfunction or stop functioning altogether, due to the fact the nerves will not be able to take the signals. This can also affect the central nervous system as well. So yeah, it's a strange and dangerous piercing to have. Not to mention, if one of those piercings catch onto a piece of clothing, it can get ripped out and then you're dealing with a whole other problem. At number 3, tooth piercing. Yeah, this is definitely a strange place to get a piercing, that's for sure. Now I have heard of tooth jewelry before, like getting a little gem or diamond glued onto your tooth, but this one is a first. Can't say I've ever seen someone with a literal hoop earring through their tooth before. On top of that, this person looks like they had a beautiful smile too. Also, it seems like this piercing would be difficult to get around. For example, trying to brush this tooth probably would be quite frustrating, and I'm thinking a lot of food would be getting caught in there as well. It's definitely not a practical piercing, that's for sure. But before any of this, I would imagine just getting the piercing itself would probably be super painful. It just seems like it would be such an impulse decision to make. Like, you see it, think it's cool at first, you get yourself hyped up, you get it done, and then like 2 weeks later when the excitement wears off, you're over it. Then once you're over it, what happens when you take it out? Pretty sure that chunk of missing tooth isn't going to be growing back. So now you just have this big hole in your tooth. Coming in at number 2, a mandible. So not only is this a strange piercing to get, it's also one of the most dangerous ones you can get as well. This piercing starts off at the base of your tongue and passes down through several layers of tissue and finally emerges underneath your chin. This is an extremely pointless, not to mention dangerous piercing to have due to the fact it passes through a sensitive area. That includes muscular tissue. Also in this spot, it runs in close proximity to a variety of veins, important nerves, and delicate cartilage. So yeah, one wrong move and you're in a lot of trouble. Obviously, if you were to get it done, it would need to be done by a master piercer. It's actually a known fact that a lot of piercers will not even attempt this piercing due to the high risk involved. As if you needed another reason not to get this piercing. Turns out it takes a super long time to heal and it's prone to infections. Also, it needs a lot of maintenance as it's healing since it tends to ooze a lot. Yeah, that's fun. Before we jump into our number 1 spot, I just want to remind you to please show some love by giving this video a big thumbs up and subscribing to our channel. And once again, stay tuned until the end of the video as I'll be answering your questions. And if you would like to be featured in an upcoming video, then make sure you leave those questions down below. And in at number 1, Achilles Rod. I don't even know why someone would think to get this done, let alone actually do it. Let's just be honest here, this is stupid and it's pointless. Getting even a little piercing here would make no sense. But but this is just something else. First of all, ouch. And second of all, it's on your ankle. Who do you think is going to be looking down there? You yourself aren't even going to be able to enjoy it. If anything, it's just going to inconvenience your life. At least when you get a piercing on your face, you can see it in pictures and stuff like that. But I also know that sometimes people get more private piercings just for themselves to enjoy, and that's fine. But what kind of joy does this bring you? You either have a gaping hole in your leg or you have a sharp object pointing out of it. Not to mention, this limits your outfit choices. You can basically never wear socks again, and I could imagine the tugging that would be taking place if you chose to wear pants over this piercing. On top of that, it actually takes years to heal. Yeah, it's just too much stress for an ugly looking piercing. Alright, and it's that time of the video where I answer your questions and read comments, so let's get started. So these questions and comments are from our Scariest Urban Legends in America video. Rashawn Fort said, "Don't feel bad, I'm a pretty big guy and I still check my back seat every time I get in the car at night. LOL, better safe than sorry." Yeah, I know, right? Always have to check. But I also think I should chill a little on the true crime shows. Don't think that helps. Next, MGirl said, "Love these videos. Also, can you do a part 2 of this? If it gets enough views, then absolutely we can. So make sure you tell your friends to check it out." Alex G said, "Huge fan, great video, gave me chills." Thank you so much, Alex, glad you liked it. Next, Retro Start asked, "Why did you change your logo?" We're trying to update things and give the channel a new look. Let me know what you guys think down below. Next, Therese Austin asks, "I have a question. Do you like urban legends?" I actually do. I find them really interesting. And if you do too, then make sure you turn on that notification bell so you don't miss another creepy list. Next, K9 Felt said, "You're the best channel ever. Please do a top 5 creepiest movies coming out in 2018. Thank you so much, and we actually have a list called the top 5 scariest horror movies of 2018. I'll link that for you guys down below. It's almost at 100K, and it's a pretty good list if I do say so myself, so make sure you check it out. Also, we have a part 2 of that list coming out on Thursday, so stay tuned for that. Well, there you have it, that's our list. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to show some love by giving this video a big thumbs up, subscribing, and turning that notification bell on. Also, leave any and all of your questions down below so you can be featured in our next video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.